Hello, this is Hi Bob Warbob, and let's play some Ultimate General Civil War. Hello, and welcome back. Today, me, Hi Bob Warbob, and Something Compass are going to be doing the next battle. It is Kettle Run. Let's get it started now. And wait for a second. There we go. Get them to line up so that we're both looking at the same thing at the same time. Hello, Something Compass.
Hey, 7 units. Is that fixed, I wonder? Like it's definitely seven.
Yeah, I mean, all you can bring in is the number that you can put in this box.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I remember this being a really easy battle, but I didn't remember that it was only 7 units.
it is a pretty easy battle. I'm not going to deny you that. So, your losses for this battle 709. My losses for this battle, you know, take a random gander at it
400.
402 after medicine.
Oh, I was two off. I'm getting
Yeah.
close.
So, right there at basically none.
Yeah, this is a gift. You have a couple of these gift battles in the Union campaign.
Yeah, I don't remember what Thoroughfare Gap's like, but I think it's pretty easy too. Right after
Yeah, there
this.
there are some very easy battles in there.
Yeah, you lose like 860 men in Thoroughfare Gap. I think I lost not many. I can't remember exactly what it was.
And the early part of the Union campaign is usually a bloodbath. Um, and then you get some easier battles after that. So through Malvern Hill is, I consider, the challenging part of the Union campaign. I don't even consider the endgame battles to be that challenging. Like
No.
Muleshoe, people complain about Muleshoe, but not that hard. You get, and we were talking about that earlier, you get a ton of artillery as the Union, ton of very good artillery.
Artillery for days.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. That's one of the reasons I like playing the Union campaign. I like artillery.
This battle's a little strange. Like, the fact that it's so small, only having 7 units, it's just like. It's a little ridiculous how few units you get, to be honest.
He has a couple of good units on legendary. He has a skirmisher unit in the far north that can do some damage. He's got his artillery. So he has some things that can hurt you. You
Yeah.
can just hurt him faster
Yeah.
and more.
If you don't pay attention to what you're doing, you can lose quite a few men pretty fast.
Yeah.
But that's always the case. Like, taking like one volley while you're not in cover is like 100 men a volley.
Mm-hmm.
From a cannon, from infantry unit, whatever it is, like, it can be quite a few men pretty fast. He only has one cannon in here, and it's up on the hill to the right of the flag.
Yeah.
And it's a little
And
annoying, but
and his skirmisher is usually north of that.
I don't know where they're all gonna be, but they'll be around. On this one, I did some testing. I tried to bring in units that weren't quite 2 stars, but already had their perk picked, and like get them to gain their 2nd star during the battle. Doesn't work.
No, I
Yeah,
think you have to go into camp.
yeah, you have to be in camp and like reset it for them to actually gain a perk.
Well, no, you can have the perk picked before the battle,
Yeah,
and then in camp it will activate on its own.
right. But you can't like during the battle it won't activate,
Right,
which is
right.
sad. I was
It,
sad.
the unit has to get some experience, go into camp phase. You don't have to reset it or anything, and it will be active.
Right.
So I'll do that. I'll take my best 3-star general and just put them in units, get another perk, so that in camp phase it'll pop active.
And the one time that really is pretty good, especially, is between multi-day phase battles,
Yes.
because it won't actually pop up that you gained a star.
Yeah.
during the battle. So it can be hard to realize that you actually hit that next star.
Mm-hmm.
So it is sometimes nice.
But I want that star as fast as I can. And if I put, say, General Lee in a unit and he gives the unit the perk before the battle starts, then I can put, say, a 1-star general. That unit fights in a phase. He goes to camp. He now has an active second perk, and that makes a huge difference in how he fights the rest of the battle. So that's something I've always done.
So here on this battle, almost everybody goes to the right and north and then attacks in. But I found that the river to the left and north, or west and north, is extremely bad for pathing and all sorts of weirdness. So I made the executive decision to make my units go over there so they won't go over there. And then kill them in the top right corner instead.
I've never seen them die in the top right corner.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah. It's a little strange. It's a little difficult to pull off too.
Because usually they come down into about where you are now, that bridge, maybe a little further to the north, that river, somewhere over there.
Yeah,
so,
that river up north is it's gross.
Yeah, interesting.
So you don't want to move too fast on the right going towards the top of the map because you will end up pushing them over towards that river if you aren't careful.
Yeah, that's one of the things when we talk about these movements. If you push them too hard on, like, you want them to move, say, to the right, and then you send units over to the right to be a blocking force. If you push too hard, he'll just run away in a direction you don't want him to go. And that actually happened in the Second Gulf War. No, the First Gulf War. That happened in the First Gulf War, where units pushed too hard. There was a encirclement, and they pushed too hard on one end of the encirclement, and the enemy wanted to flee down the highway of death and get out of the pocket. And the whole idea was they were supposed to launch an attack to draw the enemy into the bag, into the encirclement, not drive them out of it. So that happens, I've noticed a lot in Ultimate General, where I'll go, okay, I want to get an encirclement, but then I'll attack too hard on one of the flanks, and the enemy will just mass rout out of this encirclement that I created for him. So yeah, that's interesting you would say that about your right flank. Don't push. If you don't want him to go, don't push him.
Yeah, and it also gave me time to get my units up to the left.
Yeah, a lot of times with an encirclement, you just have everybody wait until your flanking units get into position. I'm thinking about how many times Longstreet did that. Longstreet took the time to get the flanking units in position before he hit with his attack. And that's one of the things you have to kind of master with Ultimate General, I think, when not to attack. Because yeah, if your unit's on their right attacked here, he would just go to the left, which you don't want him to do.
So that skirmisher charging me just like that happens to be
going through your line
absolutely amazing, because I don't want to kill all the enemy units.
Hadn't thought of that.
I don't want to end the battle. And in this battle, the rules over the flag and stuff are a little odd, I believe. Let me go to it. Extra time available after finish pops up till 10:30, but I think that you have to capture the flag before the timer is up.
Yes,
or you lose.
I remember that. If you do not take this in the time that is showing, An hour and 13 minutes. I remember that from this battle because that's happened to me a couple of times. Like, you must take the flag in the time allowed, but then you get additional time after that.
Which
If you've
is
taken the
just
flag.
silly.
Yeah.
Because, like, why should you get extra time after you've already beaten the battle? Like,
Yeah, makes no sense.
yeah. But yet you lose if you don't take it. It's like, I put that guy like in the middle of the road, like the one place that doesn't have cover. There's trees in front that have cover, there's trees behind that have cover. I put him in the road with no cover. It's like,
I could see what you were thinking.
I was trying to get a flank shot on Lawton, and then their skirmisher just like boop appeared.
Yeah, this is exactly why I started using detached skirmishers aggressively back when nobody was using detached skirmishers pretty much at all. And it was to make units retreat in the direction that I wanted them to go, like this guy. But you surprised me by saying you wanted this guy to retreat in this oddball direction.
I mean, I didn't specifically want him to, but like once he did, I was like, I like this. I like this. It's pretty much perfect at that point. Ugh, I shouldn't have taken that shot. I should have already been like attacking there. Like,
or advance with detached skirmishers.
I mean,
to take the shot when you're that close.
They still would have taken almost as many casualties.
Nah, the detached skirmishers would have absorbed it, and you would have gotten pass-through damage. So your infantry unit always takes less damage if you send a detached skirmisher to take the shot. Now, on the downside, at that range, depending on what's in there, 3-star, the detached skirmisher might rout.
And then you lose 250 men from your fighting force.
Well, he won't shatter. He'll just...
I know. I just mean like he like you lose it from your forward momentum.
He's going to be gone for a while.
Yeah. Like half of forever.
Yeah.
Skirmishers do not like taking canister to the face. I mean, nobody does.
Well, they infantry really doesn't like it. So I do everything I can to keep from taking canister to my infantry. A routed detached skirmisher is better than a routed infantry unit.
Yeah.
Of course, your units now are 2 stars. They're probably not going to rout.
Not easy.
They're not going to rout easily. I would still be using maybe a lot of 1-star units or even no star units at this point, probably in my Union campaign. Grinding XP that way, those units will rout.
Oh yeah. Like tissue paper. They're just like, I don't like it. I'm gonna run away.
Just like the Union Army sort of did. Yeah, green units, some green units would take a shot and just rout. If you read about the American Revolution, they would kind of make deals with the absolute green units, like just fire twice and then run. Please fire 2 times before you run away. Really. I mean,
it's really depressing.
You read the accounts, because they just knew they weren't going to stand and fight. They weren't trained soldiers.
Yeah. It's amazing how different the numbers of men were in the Revolutionary War compared to like the Civil War.
Well, and it's why people were just horrified when they saw the casualty reports, because they were thinking war was the American Revolution. You have a battle. There are 1,000 total casualties. No. 1864, I think Grant lost 75,000 casualties getting to Petersburg and then fighting the 1864 Overland Campaign. From the beginning of his campaign to Petersburg and then the initial battles in 64, 75,000 casualties. Like they had no frame of reference for that.
Yeah.
When you look at the losses in the Revolution and the battles there. And actually, that is horrifying.
I mean, yeah, like that's a lot of people.
That's
it's like the entire town I live in just gone.
Gone.
No, that's like 3 of my towns. I think we have like 60,000 people. I mean, we have like 25,000 people.
Oh, so yeah.
So it's like 3 or 4 towns worth of people.
Yeah, I went to a concert at Antietam battlefield one time, and they had, the Army had howitzers there, and they did the 1812 overture, and it was, on the anniversary of the Battle of Antietam. It was very cool, and I went down to, see that. And they announced, there are 23,000 people here. And I looked around and I went, oh crap, man, that is the number of casualties at the Battle of Antietam. That means, and you look around at this mass of humanity, and I thought, imagine 23,000 people on the ground. It's a huge number, and the battlefield's tiny. Like the thing of, if you've ever been to Antietam, it's really tiny, and that's a lot of people crammed into a small area.
Insane.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
So I misjudged exactly where this guy is, I think. I think he's more right than what I thought. And is already headed north at this point. So I end up like just chasing him around for a bit here. I was like, oh, he can see me. He must be south of me, right? And then I get unseen and I'm like, wait a second. Where is this guy? And then I'm like, maybe I should capture the flag. I still got 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, plenty of time. Because if you look at this, he's got nothing here.
I had to chase him all the way to the corner though. It's super annoying. I mean, he's got like a bunch of men here still. Like, he hasn't actually taken that many losses.
Yeah, but I'm looking at his infantry, and he's got that lone guy in the north who's going to be easy pickings, and then down here 3.
Well, all of those guys are going to join that guy up there. I can't stop them from routing. Like, they'll just keep doing whatever they feel like, no matter what I do.
I have had this entire mob just route to the south, like all the way to the south edge of the map.
That would be fun.
So they are capable of that, and then you have to chase them all the way down there.
Does not sound like fun.
So I have had them go like all the way south to the left, and then one unit and a skirmisher in one battle went over to the right. So you had to chase them. I went up around to the right and drove them to the south, and then pounded on them for a while in the left corner, and then they went over to the right corner, and then you had to go over to the right. But basically you're just pounding on them the whole time.
Yeah, but they've got such big units. All 3K units. And it takes a long time to wear through a 3K unit.
Mm-hmm. Lots of shots. Hey, look at the plus side. Firearms.
Yeah, firearms. Good firearms experience. As long as I can keep those stupid cannons off of me.
By this time, all these guys should have Harper's Ferries, shouldn't they?
All my guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 7 units. I mean, I got 6 units worth just from just between Gaines Mill and Malvern Hill.
Yeah, that was 6 units. So yeah.
So, and then I mean, I already had like 6 units, like, of them fighting in those battles. So,
did you spend any rep on Harper's Ferries, or everything went to manpower?
I think I bought the 20-pound parrots.
Yeah.
And I think I bought at least 1 rep buy at one point for either 55s or Harper's Ferries. I can't remember which.
Yeah, it's a big drop. I mean, it's like 7,000 or 7,500 guns. It's not insignificant.
Yeah. So I thought he was down here. He was not down here. He is all the way up there, right there.
Oh, there he goes.
And I'm like, oh, that's where he is. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's that far north, but yeah, he's trying to rejoin his army.
Yeah. So he caught me by surprise a little bit, but I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I would have thought he was further south. Yeah, this guy is routing off to the right.
So then now the goal is to keep them from getting into this forest. You don't want them to be in the forest. So, gonna move this guy What am I doing? Where are you? Yes, that way. Edge along the edge of the map. Keep them out of the forest. I don't know why I was moving the other way. It was weird. So I didn't even need to send that unit down there, like, at all. I could have just, like, stood there and, like, moved that unit up instead of sending him way down to the south. Kind of a waste. Forgot about all my supply, but, I mean, you don't need supply in a battle this short. Still got almost full supply on most of them. You just want to pick your shots is one of the more important things. You want to pick a shot on a guy that, like, is facing the wrong way and stuff like that, so that then you can make sure and keep them routing towards the corner.
Well, one of the things I noticed is I used to play these massive artillery armies that had infantry support, basically. I played a couple of campaigns like that. You're going to need ammo for that. But when you're playing all infantry, you just don't have the ammo needs that you do when you're... Infantry just doesn't burn through ammo. So,
it does not.
Even, like 4 perks in logistics, and you're just never going to run out of ammo. If for your infantry is going to be fine.
I think I have 3 perks, 3 points in logistics. Still fine.
Yeah. No perks in recon.
0 perks in recon. Yep, that's... You have to have 4 to get the thing across the top.
Yes.
And that's just... I can't do it. Not this early in the campaign. I can do it later. Like, I can do that over training, but I just cannot spend in recon before putting into politics and other things. It's a sacrilegious to put it into training first.
It's suboptimal. I mean, the optimal way to play is to not put things into recon until after you've done the more important things. So, but I just like to have it. It's just, I play better when I have it. I like having it. I enjoy the battles more. 2 perks, the way we play is completely, there's no point. Because you don't care about scaling. You care about bringing as many people as possible. Right. So you're going to max out scaling. It just doesn't matter. So 2 perks is a waste of time. You have to commit to 4 or don't do it at all.
So here I'm trying to catch him in a spot where he won't shoot me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to shatter him on accident.
I would say he's going to shatter.
Nope. You are wrong. I mean, I have both my guys set to not fire. He can't shatter.
Oh, okay. That could be an important detail. I don't know. That might be significant in the outcome of the battle.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he could accidentally get shattered, but I'm taking some pains to make sure he doesn't. But I don't want to take losses from it either. So
that's why you have detached skirmishers in the woods.
Yeah, see, and for some reason he's just like, he just can't fire. I don't know. I'm within range of him with both my guys and he just doesn't fire. So I guess he's got short range carbines or something. I don't know.
He might be glitched too, that he can't decide what to do. Because he's in range of 2 units, so he's locked on 1, but he's afraid of the... I don't know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that happens. Weird stuff. Like, I remember once I had a couple of infantry units set to not fire, and he had a cav unit, and the cav unit would run up, but wouldn't shoot. It would just run up, see my units, and run away.
Yeah.
And it just did this for hours while I was able to grind stamina.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what I do at Second Bull Run to keep the cav from crossing the river.
Yeah, at Second Bull Run, that cav will often not fire. He'll just run up, look at you, run away.
Especially if you're like looking over the river at him, because he does not like crossing that river into the thought of infantry fire. Like, you don't actually have to fire at him.
No, you don't have to fire at him. That's the cool thing. Because if you fire at him, he's cav. You're gonna shoot him, gonna shatter him.
Yeah.
And you want to keep him alive, because a lot of times that's the last unit to die.
That was actually the first unit to die, like, a couple times. that I played. It was kind of funny. So I actually did like a thing where like actually I guess it would be like the second unit to die. So if you run north, not north, but if you run west and along the river, you can actually see a cannon unit in the river just sitting there before it gets across, because it's trying to get from over there to on the heights, and you can kill him in the river.
Ooh, nice. I didn't do that.
Yeah. So then what I'd do is I'd set up a unit like to keep his units from coming south towards the train tracks, and then I would set up my guys to like 2 units to go across, kill all the skirmishers, because there's 2 skirmishers and a cab over there, and wipe out the cav. But what I found out is that it's like not needed. You can just leave the skirmishers and the cab over there. They don't matter. And then you just march all the way up their line and just wipe out the actual infantry units, and you can capture them and everything. Because if you capture all the infantry units, you win. If you capture everything on the battlefield, you just win. Like,
yeah, I think so. But the hard part is you want him to come in with all of his reinforcements.
Right. So I was like,
so that you can kill them all.
Yeah, because you automatically capture the point if you wipe out all the infantry on the battlefield, and then I think the units might spawn in, but it's already too late because they can't get to the point to capture it back. So you just win.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do at that point. Like once you actually capture once you take all their units.
There's another weird thing that happens at Second Bull Run is that there's a point where, I think it happens on both sides, where units spawn in at a weird place in the middle of the, not the middle of the map, but actually next to the river. And this can be really irritating because you can have units both north and south of that point, and they will spawn right in the middle of your units. So I think it happened. I mean, I was aware of it happening because
they spawn on the edge of the map. They don't spawn in the middle.
No, there are some units that spawn right in the...
Which day?
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
Day 2?
Yeah, it's like day 2 or... Yeah, it's got to be day 2. Maybe day 3.
No, all the units spawn on the edge of the map on day 2. I promise.
I will send you a link and a timestamp of when these units spawn in. And I think it happens for both the north and the south. A weird spawn, and a lot of people will be fighting the battle and go, "Where did those guys come from? Where did those skirmishers come from?" Because they will have already like cleared that area, and then they just appear. And if you know they appear there, you can actually have units near them and see the moment that they spawn in. So, yeah, Second Bull Run. I'll send you a video and a timestamp. It's a weirdness. I don't know that happens quite that way in any battle where you can clear an area and have units to the both north and south, and they'll just appear right in the middle. And it's not on the edge of the board. It's right next to the river.
Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
I have killed every single unit on day 2 on the edge of the map. So, you're not talking about day 3, are you?
It might be a day 3. Maybe a day 3 event.
Okay.
The thing goes for 4 days.
3 days. The first day is really tiny. And then the second day is the big fight where, as the Union, you're supposed to be aggressive. And then the third day, the CSA is supposed to be aggressive. And you're just supposed to defend at that point.
Yeah,
but
where you get
on the CSA, as the CSA, units will spawn at that corner during a phase change that really can wreck you.
Yeah, the thing I'm thinking about is a phase change. It's like, it's a phase change, and these guys come in, and it...
They just appear.
they just appear.
Yeah, that's
And
the CSA definitely has that happen to them. Because I'll have my units like all the way back there, and then like 2 infantry units and 2 cannon units just like spawn in the middle of the field,
yeah,
and you
I've
can be past them.
yeah, and I'll show you because I I was watching it happen when I did the Brigadier General campaign. So I'll send you a video and a timestamp.
Okay, I'll have to. I don't think I've done much with day 3 yet, so we have 4 hours before until this battle ends. As you can tell, we have locked the skirmisher in place. He will not move for the rest of the battle.
That was really convenient of him just to like just sit back and
Yeah.
enjoy the day.
Yeah.
Like set up camp.
Yeah. He's gonna shatter in the end, but I mean it's gonna be like 10 o'clock before he does.
You need 4 hours, and
yeah,
it's nice of him to give you because without his help, you wouldn't get those 4 hours.
I know, right? It's definitely true. It's always funny. There's only like one battle where you can actually like, oh look, bam. The first time anybody surrenders and it's just everybody at once. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool by me. And I'm like staring at the skirmisher. Oh, look, pop goes the weasel. And it's 10:25, so I think it ends at 10:30. Yeah, ends at 10:30. So we are at the very, very tail end of this. Gonna fire a couple shots at him and shatter. 2 minutes left.
428 losses.
428.
Great day.
It is good day. I mean,
18-1, 12-1, 20-1. Yes.
It's a little disgusting.
You get a couple of these gifts after those tougher earlier battles.
So from that, did you guess my kill to death ratio in there somewhere?
30-1.
Yeah, it's 30-1. 30.6 to 1.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty good on these guesses.
Yeah,
30-1. I was looking at that going, yep, that's
yeah, 28.8 before medicine and 30.65 after medicine. Loss percentage 2.3% losses.
Yeah, every battle is not Kettle run. Don't expect that to happen a lot. And it'd be silly if it did. I mean, you'd get bored.
Very true. We're going to switch over to the spreadsheet. Okay, we're changed over. Yep, so there it is. I mean, it's pretty simple, straightforward battle. It's not the most exciting battle. It's not the least exciting battle, probably.
It's a fun battle.
It's a fun little battle.
After the other battles being so kind of intense and, you know, like big stakes, this is just like a nice, relaxing battle after all of that.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a little sad that you only get like 7 units right after like you had like Secure River where you get like 12 units and like you get to do this really cool thing and you got a time limit and it's fun. And then you get this one and it's like, I mean, technically I have a time limit, but like I only have 7 units and they only have like, what, 7 units as well? 4 units of infantry. Oh no, they only have 6, don't they? 4 units of infantry, a cannon, and a skirmisher? And that's it.
Well, I think most people would probably bring like an artillery, a sniper, maybe a cav, and then it's like more balanced.
I guess.
Bringing all infantry 2,500, it's just
outnumber them by only like 5,000.
It's even on legendary, it's not. I mean, it's just a softball.
Yeah,
but that's good because the early part of the Union campaign, it has a certain level of stress to it. It has a certain level of intensity where you're struggling, and then you come to this, and it's like, you know, it's just very relaxing and a fun battle, and you beat up on them, and it feels pretty good.
If you struggle early, but if you don't struggle early, because I don't think I really struggled early, then it's just like, I didn't need this. I didn't need you to go easy on me.
Yeah, I like it. It's a fun battle.
I
There's
mean, it's a good
a
battle. It's just like I wish there was a little bit more stakes, like 10 units. Like it feels like it. I feel like it shouldn't drop down below like 10 units after like the first bit of the game, because
yeah.
like
Well, in every battle, I want to bring as many units as I can.
you know
So I would rather bring 10 than 7, and yeah, make the enemy army bigger. I don't care. It's
yeah,
just more to
just a
kill.
little bit. I think it would be. I think that battle could have a lot of potential if you like filled out both sides a little bit. It could be more of a a little bit more difficult to just bring all infantry for one thing, because you really have enough room there to bring all infantry, and you don't really feel like you're running over yourself anywhere.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I always thought that the devs should have done is have for a division, you have to bring an artillery per division because that's what they did. No one went in with all our infantry armies. You have to have a mix of units. So unit slots, but unit slots with a certain type that has to be in there. That I think that would have made it just a bit more interesting. Because we're definitely breaking this with all infantry. I mean, that is definitely. I mean, it's just how you dial down the difficulty to levels that were never envisioned.
I mean, I didn't really get that many fewer losses than you, and I'm like using I'm using all the cheats I can, and still can't do that much better than you.
Well, you lost 400 guys.
You only lost 700. I mean,
So
it's
you
not
lost.
not that
You fought a
different.
you fought a Civil War battle and lost 400 guys.
I mean,
So
it's a skirmish. Let's be
and got,
honest.
and got 30-1. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you got 10-1, didn't you? At least.
Oh,
Oh,
for
8.6 to 1. But I mean,
Kettle
it's
Kettle
close.
Run. Yeah, you should get about
8.6.
10-1. You should get close to 10-1.
It's close.
I forget what I got on when I did it on Brigadier General. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's Brigadier General. Like, you probably only faced like
Yeah,
3,000, 4,000 men.
2 Girl Scout troops and
Oh
yeah,
man. And they're just
and,
like throwing Girl Scout cookies at you, and you're like, this tastes good.
yeah, and 12 kittens were putting up a strong defense.
So
They
cannons are
were armed.
kittens, and
They yeah, they were yeah. So easy battle, but fun. I mean, it's a fun battle,
yeah.
and so is Thoroughfare Gap. It's a fun battle, and I like Second Bull Run. I always take too many losses at Second Bull Run for some reason. I get carried away and get aggressive, and I know I'm just going to lose a few thousand more than I need to, but it's a fun battle. So I think the one people complain about is South Mountain. I think that's the one people
Is it? I'll have to look
don't
at that.
like because everyone goes, if you go, well, I think I found out a solution to South Mountain um, that is an innovation that I introduced in my Brigadier General campaign,
I'm gonna have to
where
look at that again then.
I came at them in a different way. But if you go into the woods after them, you're just going to drive up your losses and accomplish absolutely nothing except
Driving up
pile
your
up death.
losses.
Yeah, it's just going to hurt. It's better not to fight the battle to the end rather than do that because there's no way to do that effectively. But I figured out a way to drive them out of the area you don't want them before squeezing in on them from all directions. It's another one of those don't push them to a place you don't want them to be.
Very
So
true. Very
I
true.
pushed them out of the terrain, which is actually easy to do in the beginning of the battle. It's actually easy to push them out of there. But if you attack everywhere else, the whole army is going to rout into the place you don't want them to be, and you're going to suffer huge losses. So yeah. Anyway, take a look at the Brigadier General solution. That is the solution, I think.
I'll have to look at it. I might innovate a little on it myself. You
Yeah,
never know.
drive them out of the woods first, so that you fight them where they're in the open and you're in the woods, not the other way around. So anyway,
Makes
uh,
sense.
yeah,
Well,
Iuka, Perryville, like all these battles are like from this point on just a lot of fun. I like them all, like all of them.
I'll see. I've been having a good time so far. I need to just hurry up and just get done with Second Bull Run and move on, because I've been trying to perfect it a little too much, and I'm always trying to go on the offensive, and I'm taking more losses than I should, probably by doing it, but I'm actually wiping out the enemy, so I don't know if it's worth it or not.
Well,
It seems like you wipe them out anyway, so...
Yeah. Well, there is one phase where it doesn't matter how shot up he is. I mean, again, check out my Brigadier General playthrough, where I have like 20,000, he must have 7,000, and he attacks across the open into artillery, into infantry, and that's just a perfect like slaughter fest. So for some reason, the enemy is programmed, no matter what the situation on the battlefield is, to charge to his death.
Yeah,
so you
they
can exploit that.
they do like charging to their death.
So anyway, Second Bull Run is fun, but I don't think it's anywhere near as much fun as, say, Antietam. Antietam is just like one of the best battles in either campaign.
I liked the Antietam on CSA as well.
Yeah, that was a
My
highlight.
first recording.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, I think we've pretty much hit our time at this point. Spent another 10 minutes talking about everything. It was really good. We will be back with what is this? Thoroughfare Gap. So yeah, we'll be back with Thoroughfare Gap next. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Well, this has been a blast. Hope you guys have had as much fun as I've had. I'll see you again in the next episode. You guys have a good one,